I'm going to show you now how you can use the Citadel Converter to take any standard well-structured Excel or CSV file and convert it into a live JSON file that a mobile application can use as open data. In particular, the file we will be producing today is made to be read by the Citadel templates and the application generator toolkit on the other side of the equation. But what we're going to focus on here is how to take your Excel and publish it as a live JSON file. Okay? Now, the first thing we want to do is to go to the Citadel website in the Open Data section and select a data set we want to work with. The data sets that are published in the Citadel website are mostly static Excel files, like in 95% of the open data sites and city structures. So let's take one, choose tourism, and I think we're going to do today this is a file of places you can go to in the evening in Issy-les-Moulineaux. That's one of the project partners in Citadel. Okay, here's the file downloaded, and we can see it's an Excel file. Now we're going to have to convert that to CSV because Excel is a Microsoft format, and CSV is the standard format that anyone can use. Let me resize the window here. You can see that this is a well-structured file because there's a table. It's got nice headings that can be distinguished that are all on the first line, and the data underneath the headings is coherent. You see the longitude and the latitude are displayed together following a semicolon in one column. That's okay because that's the format that we are going to use when we're converting. Now I enabled editing on this so that we can change it, and we're going to need to save this as a CSV file. So we can put it in, I can put it in my downloads folder, which will be fine. Here, instead of Excel Workbook, which is the standard Microsoft format, I need to select CSV and the MS-DOS style, which is the cleanest style. Okay, so that's my file type there, and I can save it. When you've got a file like this, okay, it's telling us that we're going to lose some features because it's a common standard, but we're going to keep all the features that we need for publishing as an open data set. Okay, now my data set is ready to be loaded into the converter. Okay, so let's go back to my web browser. This is the address for the Citadel Converter. At the moment it's a prototype online, but we can still use it. And we're in the first phase. We want to upload a data set. We've got to find a data set in the CSV format, and of course it just so happens that that's what we just produced. Here you can see a comma-separated values file. That's what CSV stands for. So we'll select that file. Okay, and we'll upload it. Then what does the converter do? It shows you the first 5 rows. You see, in fact, the values here are separated by a semicolon, not a comma. Okay, and we've got them all just sort of in a line for each row. Now, so we've got to help the converter to read the data set, because sometimes, for instance, this will be saved with a full colon or a comma or something separating these values. So we've got to confirm that what is delimiting the things are semicolon, and the enclosure and escape characters, that's usually standard. So generally, as it's said here, the default values should be fine. So basically, let's try and read this file. Okay, now that's looking pretty good. This is what the converter thinks your file looks like. Okay, it has figured out that the first row is the names of the categories, and the following rows are all entries into this database. Okay. Now, what we have to do is that since the template has certain predefined names, as it were, for the information that it will display in the mobile app, we're going to select which of these columns is going to be useful to us, and if necessary, we're going to change the name to title, or to change the names of the fields here to the ones that the template is going to understand. Okay, we confirm that the first row contains label and not data. Okay, ID, we can ignore this. Okay, now it's suggesting here that what the template is going to look for is title. Here is going to be name. Okay, for the description, we're going to have to choose something, and there's nothing in here that really matches the idea of a description. There's nothing that says this is a nice place, for instance, to have dinner. So we'll leave that empty. Category corresponds pretty well to type in the original file. Default category we can leave open. The coordinate system we can leave because that is the coordinate system that we're using. Latitude. We can use here the column longitude, latitude, because they're together, and we can do the same thing for longitude. Okay, this is explained here that the column can in fact contain both values. For address, what do we have? Something we can use? Yes, address matches fine. It's looking for postal, and we can use zip code for that. So the values that in the original data set are in this zip code are going to go to the postal category, and for the city we can apply town. Data set ID we will not give. The language is French, let's say France. Author ID, author name, license, we can leave all of this empty, but in the future it'll be a good thing to think about it. But we don't need that for the moment. When you get organized and start publishing lots of data sets, it's a good idea to clarify what is the source and the license, so that future users can be sure that they're using their data in the proper way. Okay, now we've assigned our columns of data to the fields that the converter is going to expect to see. And that's going to mean that our data set is going to be semantically legible by the application. It will present the data in a format that it expects to see. So let's go to the next screen. And here you see it. This is simply showing the JSON file that the converter has created, which maps the appropriate sections of our CSV's file into the categories that the application expects to see. And there we are. There's our whole file, which I can simply publish onto a live server, such as the one that Citadel is offering cities, and then leave it there. Any app can come look at this file and use it in an application for the city of Issy-les-Moulineaux. Now I'm going to download this JSON file. Since we're still in the test phase, I'm going to download this data set, send it to the people to have them double check that it works, and then we can publish it and use it with an application. Thank you. That's how simple it is.